let's talk about the property closing process, because it's a little bit different than in the United States or in Canada. What happens actually? We are going to submit the offer after you picked your dream property. The offer comes in Spanish and in English so that you get a full understanding on what's going on. After the offer gets accepted and we are all happy, no money is getting moved anywhere because we are officially entering to the due diligence process. It includes property inspection, receiving the legal documents, that is the deed, the predial, which is the tax payment report, receiving all the documents in case we're talking about a condominium that you have to know, minutes of the last year's finances, regime, and everything that you have to know if you buy in a condominium. So after it's all done, let's say in 7 or 10 days, and you decide that you're very, very happy and you want to keep going on with the purchase, this is when we are opening escrow. Yes, it's escrow that we're using all the time. So you do not have to worry about exchange rate differences, about changing peso, because basically from a US bank account to a US bank account, the money gets moved. So we open the escrow account, filling out a bunch of documents, sign the escrow agreement, and this is when you put 10% onto the escrow as a deposit. Also, we are going to calculate how much the notary is going to charge you for the escrituración for the whole process. This is a higher cost than in the United States. You got used to a couple of thousands of dollars. Here we are talking, depending on the value of the property, but I would say 5% of the purchase price for the notary's fees. So you have to keep this in mind when you calculate your budget. So, and the money is on escrow, the 10% is on escrow. You have to make the deposit to the notary as well, which is usually 50% of the closing cost. This is when the job of the notary starts, because no notary is going to move a finger until they see some money on their account, trust me. Anyways, the closing process takes about 6 weeks in general. In these 6 weeks, you have not much to do. The notary is doing the job like 3 days before the closing. This is when we do the final walkthrough, and you have to make sure that the rest, the 90% of the purchase price, gets into the escrow account. At the closing table, seller buyer signs, they hand over the keys, the closing is done. So it's not as bad, is it? Just be ready that it takes a little bit longer than in the United States. It's easier than you think it is to own a property in paradise. Reach out to me. Thanks for watching. Ciao.